Okay, so let's go ahead and just stand up nice and tall and get your feet anchored to the ground, toes straight ahead, knees straight ahead. We're going to get a nice tall posture here and then get a little warmed up. Then we're going to go over to the wall. So today on the wall, we're going to basically get our core to fire up and engage, and then work a little bit on our upper body posture. So for now, let's just get our posture right while we're standing. So feet are evenly spaced right under your hips, and then just kind of make sure the weight's maybe evenly spaced from side to side. So a lot of people have a tendency maybe to put a little more weight on one hip. So really get yourself centered over your feet, and then draw up through the kneecaps just a little bit, and then that will lengthen your legs, get you a little bit taller, press in through your feet. So it almost feels like your arches lift in your foot. All right, now let's just go ahead and lift up here through the core. So you're driving up and in right here through the center of your core. That might tuck your tailbone under slightly, but don't overdo it there. And then roll your shoulders up and around and let your arms come down. And now your thumbs should be slightly facing forward. If you look down and they're still rolled forward like this, if your thumbs are rolled inward, roll them again and see if you can get those thumbs to face forward. That means you've got your arm bone lined up inside your shoulder joint. All right, now from here, taking a nice big deep breath, we're gonna reach up as high as we can to begin. Now take those arms back down. Let's do one more this time. Inhale nice and big, take a big deep breath as you come up. And as you come down, as you exhale, bring your arms halfway. We're gonna stop right here halfway and press your shoulder blades down and back. And think about pressing the crown of the head up to the sky, all while you're anchoring through those feet, pressing up and in through the spine and the spine up to the sky. All right, let's pull those elbows down just a little bit further. Now inhale, pull them down. All right, let's exhale as we go up. All right, now take both arms down, and we're just gonna do some single arm shoulder circles, rolling one at a time, and then gradually take your feet and start to lift heel up at the same time you're rolling that shoulder. So we're just going to take it up and around for 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. All right, let's go ahead and take those feet wider, and now just tap it from side to side. So now we're shifting your weight from side to side, and now we're going to add some arms. So swing them side to side, just gradually get them up a little bit higher each time. And now take it up about shoulder height. And if this is comfortable for you, you go ahead and take them up a little bit higher this time. Just a little bit higher as you lift through the torso, lift through the core. 4, 3, 2, all right, hands back down. Let's set them on the hips. And now we're gonna lift our heel, just getting our legs warmed up a little bit. And we'll pull it up for 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Now set your heel down in front and just tap it right here. And we're just gonna set it and tap. We're just kind of getting a little bit through the outside edge of these legs, warmed up through the hips. 3, 2, all right, let's just go ahead and go over to our wall. So you're gonna come up to your wall. You're gonna set your behind on the wall with your feet about 12 inches away from the wall. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can have your feet a tiny bit closer, but no closer than 6 to 8 inches. Because your feet need to be out just far enough, hip width distance apart, that you can bend your knees. We're going to bend through our knees, and then make sure when you look down, your knees are not out past your midfoot. Your knees are back just about over the ankle, and then you're going to have your low back into the wall. So most of you maybe right now could put your hand back there and feel space, or if someone else put their hand back there, they'd feel space. So what I want you to do is I want you to flatten that out so that you have no rounding in your back here, but it's nice and flat up against the wall. All right, this engages your abdominal muscles right through here, your deeper core. And then from here, you're gonna press your shoulders towards the wall. Now doing that, you're activating your upper posture muscles between your shoulder blades that keep your chest up and your head up. So from here, we're activating core muscles here, upper posture muscles. So hold that position. If you find that when you're pressing back on your shoulders, that your low back arches, focus first on that low back. Get that pressed in first. And don't push the shoulders so far that you have to arch. Just keep the shoulders pressing back. All right, now set your elbows on the wall. So elbows are pressed in, palms face each other, bent about 90 degrees. And I want you to keep your low back pressed into the wall. You're gonna start to feel those abs really firing up here. Now press the elbows about 50% of your strength. So it's as though there's something behind you need to push away, but yet you keep your low back on it. So we're gonna hold it there for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, relax your arms, shake them out. We're gonna do that again. This time we're gonna go a little bit stronger. Elbows bent, press them right into that wall. Shoulders pressing back, low back pressed into the wall. Firing up the core, firing up the upper body. Now press your elbows, this time about 60 to 70%. Really press. And let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your arms. Shake them out. All right, we have one more exercise to do. And we're gonna start with the elbows pressing, but you don't have to push in hard. Just have them touching the wall. And you're gonna get your core fired up by pressing your low back in, getting those shoulders back. Now think about getting your chin level and seeing if the back of your head can get closer to the wall. So now you're firing up a little bit deeper into your upper back between the shoulder blades. Elbows are still pressing into the wall. And once you're here, let's open up. See if you can keep your elbows on the wall and open up so the backs of the hands are reaching back for the wall. Now, as far as you get is here, that's okay. Just keep actively kind of pressing back with your hands. If you can get all the way to here, awesome. And then once you're here, reach your arms out to the side as though you're extending them out and making a T. So now we're gonna pull it back in. So now your elbows are gonna come in. If you're having a hard time getting your arms on the wall, it's okay to do it out here, just slightly away from the wall, just making an effort to get those elbows and the backs of the hands to slide along the wall. We're gonna do 4 more of these. So pull it in, press it out, 3 more, pull it in. Probably feeling a lot going on in the core. And 2, press it out. We got 1 more, pull it in. And let's press it out. All right, let your arms come down, shake it out. And now you can press yourself up away from the wall, come back to the center here. We're gonna go back to where we were, tapping that foot side to side. And now we're gonna add an arm press out front. So you're gonna press, we've got those muscles fired up from the core through the upper back. And keep all those muscles in mind as you're working. You don't wanna go back into having bad posture by letting go of your core. And for me, that means that I would arch my back more than I need to and let my belly come forward. So I'm trying to pull the belly up and in. All right, now press it up overhead. The other thing is keeping the shoulders down away from the ears is the other default that a lot of us go to. So when we're pushing up overhead, we're not allowing that shoulder to rise up. We're just pushing up with the hand. All right, let's go 4, 3. Now press out front again. Put a little more into it this time. Let's say something's in front of you. You're pushing it out of the way. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, if it doesn't hurt your shoulder to go overhead, push a little bit harder overhead this time, as though there's something there. Got to push it. Push it. Let's go for 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Hands on the hips. All right, let's take that heel and lift it, getting our hamstrings going again. So we lift that heel. Now, if you feel that you get out of balance at all on these, keep your hands on your hips. If you want to go ahead and add a little bit of upper body with me, we're going to reach and pull. So we pull and reach. Now, I want you to really think about pressing those elbows back, kind of like we did into the wall. Think about reaching the crown of the head to the sky, pulling those abdominal muscles in towards the spine and the crown of the head up to the sky. Let's go for 4 more. Press it back. 3, 2. Let's bring those arms a little higher. We're pulling down from the sky. Pulling, pulling, but make sure you can still see your hands in front of you. 4, 3, 2. All right, let's put those hands back on the hips and change the foot to the heel right out front, tapping out and across. But these can be small steps. You can keep your hands on the hips if you feel that this is enough and you feel out of balance. Otherwise, you can add that reach and pull with me and pull it back. And you can start taking a little bit bigger steps. This will get your heart rate up a little bit. Okay, we got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's pull those arms up without chest height. Pressing those elbows back. 5 more. 3, 2. Now pull from the sky. If it doesn't bother your shoulder, otherwise stay with it down low. All right, let's go for 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your arms down, shake them out. Go ahead and pick up your dumbbell. We're gonna do our dumbbells. So we're gonna have some bicep curl, tricep press backs, and some shoulders. So what we wanna do, this is one of my favorite ones because we get our heart rate up and we can work our muscles at the same time. So we're gonna do the step back lunges with the bicep curl. So elbows pinned in alongside your ribs, palms face forward. We'll start out with just a nice bicep curl, up and down. Now we wanna do these slow and controlled, keeping the elbows pinned in, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. And then we can add a tap back with the toe. So it would be here, you tap, bring it in, take it back. All right, now start with the tap back, but as you feel ready, you can turn this into a little bit deeper, maybe a slight lunge to begin with. And then eventually you could get it down into a little bit deeper lunge. But number 1, keep it slow and controlled. Keep the elbows pinned in and the shoulders down away from the ears. All right, we just have a few more of these. Make these count. Those elbows stay nice and tight. And last one on this side right here. Let's bring it back to center. Arms come down. Now bring your hands up, palms facing each other. And we're going to do a side lateral raise. Start lift here. Elbows stay bent. Lower it back down. 2 more of those. Lower it down. 1 more. All right, now let's add that tap out. Right side tap. And back in. And tap. Back in. Right now, you can also add this a little bit of a squat if you want to get this a little bit more of a challenge here. Just make sure you're pulling your navel up into your spine. You're pressing your weight back behind you on your heels, not letting your knees bend out over the midfoot, but pressing your weight back. Otherwise, you can always just take this into the tap out. And keep those arms going slow and controlled at 90 degrees. All right, a couple more. All right, 1 more on each side. And last one. Stop right here, arms come down. All right, tricep kick back. So standing up nice and tall, elbows up, bent. Keep those elbows back. I'll turn sides so you can see. Elbows back and press inward. So in other words, I'm not going like this. Going down and back, and then we're going to press it back. So you press and bring it in. Now this part where you're pressing is the part where a lot of times people want to lift their shoulders. So you press, don't bring them up here, press them back. All right, let's add the tap back right here, right foot, tap, bring it in, tap, bring it in, tap, good, and press. And this can be your lunge if you're ready to take it back a little bit more. Turn it into a little bit of a lunge, working your legs, getting your heart rate up. Take it at your pace, at your level. Just remember the basics. Elbows stay back, tucked in, as high as you can keep the elbows without raising the shoulders. And got a couple more. Whew. 1 more, other side, and bring it down. Arms come down. Excellent. All right, we're going to combine all those again, but let's do a couple shoulder rolls to kind of relax through the neck and shoulders. And then when you're done with your last shoulder roll, let your arms just kind of sink with those weights in it. And we're going to revisit all of those without any pausing in between. So let's go ahead and start out with our bicep curl, tap back right here. So it's back and up and back. And take it down as deep as you like. or as little as you like. Just remember, we're going slow and controlled. Elbows stay in tight, and shoulders stay down and away from the ears. Core stays engaged. Whew, couple more. One more each side. And let's take it right into our tap outside. Turn your palms in, and it's tap, and in, and tap, or a squat. Remember, the weight goes back. If you're doing the squat, weight goes back behind you, just like you're looking for a chair with your rear. And it can always just be the tap, be a small tap, or it can be a bigger tap with some power behind it. All right, a couple more. One more on each side. And last one, let's go to our triceps, elbows up, kick back, tap back. Good. Press, shoulders down, elbows high, core engaged. Take it deeper if you prefer that, getting that heart rate up, keeping it up. Or it could be the small tap. Or it could be a little bit of a power tap where you press back and push off. Press. Press. A couple more. Whew. All right, one more each side. And last one, let's bring those arms down, roll the shoulders. Get a nice big shoulder roll. Really let them sink. And when you're in this position, look down. Are your thumbs turning in? They are. You need to redo your shoulder roll. Get your thumbs pointing forward or out to the side. Excellent. All right. Let's go ahead and come to our chair. And you can bring both weights with you, but we're only going to use one. And you have the choice of picking up the second one. So for this exercise, you can either do it behind your chair using the back of the chair. If you don't like bending over as far, you would put your hand on the back of the chair and just go into a little bit of a staggered stance like this. All right, so let's pretend I have my hand here on the chair. And then you would bring your arm up like this. Now, those of you that don't have a problem bending over, you're gonna take your foot, you're gonna lunge it out in front of your chair and get into a little bit deeper lunge. Just keep this knee above the ankle, all right? So this can be a variation of a deep lunge like this, or a little bit more shallow lunge. You have the seat of the chair here if you want it. For support, you can use it for support. So elbow's gonna be up. I'll get into my deeper lunge. And then you're gonna have the hips and the chest going straight ahead, same direction as the toes. But we're gonna lower that weight down right below the shoulder and then row it up. And add a slight rotation to the torso when you get to the top. Lower it back down. Now you notice if that weight wasn't heavy enough, you can pick up your second weight, put it in both hands, because your back muscles are definitely stronger than your arms. Let's go ahead and row this up. Add that slight rotation. Okay, take it down. All right, bring it up. You're doing this from a standing staggered position. You're just standing and rowing from here. And you're pulling your elbow back and shoulder down away from the ear. You're doing it from your lunge position. Same thing, but you can take it and you can add a little lift through the leg. When you come up, you can press and bring it back down. Press, bring it back down. So you can add those variations to make this as difficult, challenging, or as simple as you need it to be. So pull it up. Let's go for 3 more. So we got 3, 2, 1 more. And bring it back down. Let's go ahead and step the feet together. Come up tall. Turn around and go the other direction. You can start with 1 weight or 2. If you're standing behind the chair, you would just take a staggered stance, hold on to the back of your chair, elbow up. If you're doing it from a lunge, you would step forward, get into the lunge that you are comfortable with. Toes straight ahead, hips straight ahead, shoulders straight ahead. Bring that weight down, have it right below the shoulder, engaging through that core so that from the crown of the head to my heel is a nice straight line. All right, now let's row this up, add that slight little rotation there, bring it back down. Row it up. We're not gonna add the ups and down until we get to number 6. Now it's 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now you can add the leg if you would like to bring it down and press. And down and press. Down, press. Good. Lifting. All right, 3 more. Pull it up and down. 2 more. Last one. Bring it up and bring it down. Feet together. Stand up tall. All right, let's go ahead and set one weight on your chair. And this will be a little bit different than what we've done before. And if you have pain in your shoulders, you'll not do this one with me. I'll show you an alternative. But for those of you that don't have pain in your shoulders, you're going to take this weight up, bring it up overhead, and then you're going to get your elbows right alongside your ears and let your hands come back behind your head. And then you're going to get that deep stretch in your tricep and then press it up overhead. All right, so those of you that are doing it this way, keep going. And I'm going to show an alternative. So those of you that have any kind of shoulder pain, you're basically going to take your weight, you're going to put it behind your back, and you're just going to hold it up like this. While you're pulling your shoulder down, you're going to face the palm of the hand to the sky and do little pulses. All right, so you do that while we finish these. So those of you that are doing this one with me, elbows pinned in, press up and bring it down. Now, if there's any pinching or you feel anything awkward in your shoulder, then do the other version. This is meant to strengthen those triceps, but it can also be a point of pinch in the shoulder. So we gotta watch what we're doing. All right, let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. All right, bring it up, bring it right down in front, and take a break. And those of you that were holding up your weight, switch hands, and you're gonna do the other side while we do another set. So let's bring this right up to the chest, up overhead. 1 more set of these, elbows pinned in by your ears, lower it down, and then press it up tall. Lower it down, press it up tall. If you're doing the press back, you just put your arm behind you, palm facing the sky, shoulder down away from the ear, and holding it up in little pulses. All right, we got 4 more. So you're gonna hold it just a little longer or press with me for 3, 2, last one. All right, let's bring that up, back down. Excellent, and all the way down. All right, set your weights aside. And we are going to come to the back of the chair, right here, get a little core, additional core exercise in today. So these can be done from the back of the chair, or if you really want to make them a bigger challenge, they can be done from the seat of the chair, but I'll show you how to do them from the back. And so you're going to start out with your hands just far enough, you're going to stand back far enough that you can get the palm of your hand on the seat while you're standing up tall. So you start out nice and tall, taking a deep breath, and then you're going to raise up your right leg, and then you're going to hinge forward so the crown of the head and the heel are in one straight line. Now take your left arm and extend it out so that it's in the same plane as your spine, crown of the head, and heel. And you're going to hold it here. You can keep your hand on that seat, and we're just going to do little pulses for 8, 7. Make sure you're engaging through your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's set it down, and we'll do the other side, turning on our glutes and our core and some upper back muscles. So let's go ahead and take that left leg back, extend through the right arm, hinge forward, and pull in your navel, extend those fingertips, press that heel back, and add the pulses here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all down. Good. Now we're going to do a little bit of a knee tuck. So if you're doing them from the seat of the chair, it's the exact same principle. You just start out in a tabletop position and do a bird dog. Same exact thing. So if you like those better and you feel like you get more out of them, go ahead and switch to the seat. I get just as much out of doing it this way. I'm learning how to really activate the core from this position. So if you don't mind doing them from back here, stick with me. All right, right leg up, left arm up. Get into that position to begin with. Fingertips extending away from the heel, core is engaged. Now pull your elbow and your knee in, and you're going to tuck your chin and get that nice round to the back. And engage through your abs. Now extend it out. Extend. Now curl it in. And tuck it. Get that engagement through the abs, rounding that back, and bringing it back out. Extend. 2 more of these on this side. Pull it in. I want you to really tuck it in, tighten, and extend. 1 more. Bring it in. Tighten. Tuck that chin, and extend. Nice and long. And switch sides. Set your hand and foot down. We'll go to the opposite side. Left leg, right arm. Extend. Get that nice extension. Pull your navel up and in so you got that nice straight spine. All right, now pull your elbow and your knee in, tucking the chin, rounding out your back, and now extend it out. And get nice and long. Let's do it again. Pull it in, crunching it up and in, chin tucks in, rounding through your back, and open it back up. Extend nice and long. We got 2 more. Tuck it in. I want you to really get that focus there. Pulling the chin down, knee in, and extend it out. Last one. Take it out long. Tuck it in. Get it nice and tight. Chin comes in, rounding up through your back. Knee lifts up. All right. Now extend it nice and long. Last one. Hand comes down, foot comes down. Stand up nice and tall. Let's take in a nice big deep breath. Reaching your arms up overhead. Reaching for the sky. And now exhale, bring your arms all the way down. And let's clasp our hands behind our back. See if you can. If you can't clasp, and that's just almost impossible to do, set your hands on your seat behind you. So you just have the palms of your hands on your hips, and you're pressing your elbows back. Chest can come up. And look up to the sky if that feels good. We're opening up through the chest, the front of the body. Let's hold it for 3, 2, and 1. All right, release, shake out your arms. And now we're going to do a little bit more for the glute. So this is called a curtsy squat. So if you have bad knees and you would rather not do a curtsy squat, what you can do when I'm doing the curtsy squats is you can basically be doing the chair squat, which is just this, where you come down and come back up, all right? So if you know you don't want to do a curtsy squat, just do these where you put your weight back into your heels and then come up. All right, so let's all do about 4 of those for our warm-up. So you're going to face your chair, and then you're going to start to hinge forward from the hip. All right, weight goes back in the heels, and we haven't bent our knees yet, but the chest is still up. Now bend through the knees. And weight's behind you, chest is lifted, now press up. Okay, 3 more of those. Go nice and slow. If you want to take it a little deeper this time, you can go a little deeper and then press up. Just 2 more. Take it back, lower down, press up. All right, last one. And we're firing up through our glutes as we push up. And at the top, fire up through your quads when you reach the top. So if you do not want to do curtsy squats, stick with doing those. Curtsy squat is basically taking one leg, crossing behind, and then dipping down like you're doing a curtsy, and then coming back up, tapping your toe. Let's do that again. So you come down, just do a little dip and come back. So what it looks like from the front, if you're not sure, it's this. All right, so I tap out. I'm just coming down with a little curtsy, coming back up. All right, let's go for 6 more. So bring it down and press. And 5 and press. 4 and press. Remember, if you're doing just a regular squat, stick with me, just keep going. 2, 1 more. And bring it up. Feet together. Excellent. All right. Take a little break. You can roll your hips. You can roll your ankles. Whatever feels good to you right now between sets. We're going to do another set. We're going to go to the other leg. Those of you that were doing the chair squat, you can do another set of the chair squats. Or you could see what we're doing and you want to try it. If you think you can do it shallow enough not to bother your knee, you can give it a shot. All right. So we're going to go the other direction. So if you started with your right leg, you're going to switch to your left leg. You're going to bring it back, do a little curtsy, tap it back out. Little curtsy, tap it back out. Good. Remember, this doesn't have to be very deep. Take it down. The key is that this knee stays over the ankle. So I'm not letting my knee waver from side to side or front to back. It stays right where it is. It's the rest of me that's moving, which causes this muscle here in my outer hip to stabilize my hip, and it becomes stronger. Let's do 2 more. And that's what creates stability through the hip for lateral movement. All right, last one. We got to take it down. Just do this last one. All right, take it up. All right, let's go ahead and stretch that out a little bit. Starting with that leg you started, bring it behind you. Have something next to you so you can take a hold of it with your hand. And then the outside leg that you brought behind you, bring that arm up. All right, so now we're just going to lean. As you reach up, get nice and tall, lean it to the side, and see if you can rotate your torso up, maybe towards the sky, maybe looking up a little bit towards that elbow. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up tall, arm comes down, and then we'll take the other side. So bring the other leg behind you, and arm comes up, nice and tall, and add a little bit of a lean here. You're going to maybe feel this through your waist, through your hip. Depends on where you need it. You just want to think about reaching and extending tall, and then leaning slightly, getting that nice stretch for 3, 2, 1. All right, let's bring that arm back. Bring it back around. Excellent. All right. So we're going to take our bands and just do a couple exercises with our band before we move on to balance. So this will be to strengthen our rotator cuff muscles. So you can do these from a standing position. You can do them from a seated position. You can do them from a plie squat. So there's 3 different levels. If you want to do the basic standardized one, you just stand up nice and tall, feet planted to the earth about hip width distance apart, and stand up nice and tall, elbows pinned in, palms are facing up, about shoulder width apart. And then you're going to stand up as tall as you can, and you're just going to pull this open. Or if you're seated, you're going to sit up as tall as you can, and we're just going to pull this open. And palms facing the sky, elbows stay bent 90 degrees, shoulders stay down away from the ears, and this will activate those posterior rotator cuff muscles. All right, so we want to keep those elbows in, keep the shoulders down. We're going to do 2 more, but on the last one, I want you to take it back there and hold it. We're going to hold it out to the side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, release that. And if you're doing this from a plie squat, you could do this next round with your feet wide, get into what would be like a plie, wide plie, or goddess. So if you're doing it this way, you can, or you can stay in that nice tall standing position or the chair. Now we're going to bring that band up overhead. So you're going to have these wide arms. Now, if this hurts your shoulder to get your arms up, bring them out front right here. So if you have shoulder issues, bring the band down. If you don't have shoulder issues, you can get into this star or just the Y with your arms overhead. So now, let's take this band and we're going to pull it down at the same time. If you're doing the plie with me, you're going to bend through the knees. Otherwise, you just stay up nice and tall. And we're going to pull those elbows down. So remember when we were on the wall and we pulled our elbows in and down and tried to press the backs of the hands on the wall? Same sensation here, and come back up. Arms come up, this time overhead, tall. Bring it back down. And those elbows press down and back, backs of the hands pressing back behind you. You're activating your upper back. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. Right, keep going. If you're doing the plie, I'm just going to demonstrate in a typical standing position. You're pulling down, elbows come down, pressing right here in your YW for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. We're going to do 1 more of these nice and slow and controlled. Pull it down. And squeeze those shoulder blades down and back and hold it there for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go ahead and relax those arms and shake out your arm. Okay, one more exercise with our band before we give it up. So this is going to be for your triceps. So if you want to stay in your plie or goddess, you can. That's for people who just want to get that little extra full body workout. Or you can stay in your standing position or seated. But we're going to come up to a goalpost. This one's always hard to do with a hat. I don't know why I wear a hat, except it's a hair day, you know, one of those. All right. So you start out with your elbows bent 90 degrees, and if you're going to do the plie with me, we're going to have the knees coming out at the same time we press our arms out straight. So now we're a T. We're in our goddess arms, but T, or goddess legs, T arms, and then bring it back up. All right, so we bend it 90 degrees, then we press it back out. Now you can always add that up and down with the legs up, press down, come down, or you can stay in your goddess. So I'm going to be going up and down. Either way, you're engaging through your glutes when you're in your goddess. You're squeezing your glutes, you're pressing the arms out, working those tricep muscles in the upper back part of the arm. Press it out again. Bring it up. Keep those shoulders down and back away from the ears. Press it down. All right, let's do one more really good one here. When we get to the bottom, we're going to hold it. Right here, let's press out as long as you can. Get those arms nice and straight. Try to see if you can actually flex those tricep muscles just a little deeper in the back, upper side of the arm. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up, relax your arms. All right, set your band aside. And we shall go ahead and do some of our balance. So if you'd like to take your shoes off, socks off, and we're going to basically start out by doing a tandem walk. So the tandem walk, you just need to have enough room to take about 8 steps. If you are new to this and the tandem walk is challenging for you and you feel safer doing a staggered walk, the difference is tandem, your toe and your heel actually touch and you are like you're on a tightrope or a beam, a balance beam. If that feels like way too much challenge, a staggered would be just a little bit wider beam. All right, so I want you to choose if you want to challenge yourself with this staggered or the tandem, or allow yourself to do it with the stagger. They're both good. All right, so let's go ahead and bring your feet one right in front of the other. First of all, start out just standing up nice and tall with your staggered or your tandem stance. And then you're going to slowly walk yourself forward, setting your heel right to the toe. Seeing if you can touch the toe right up to the heel with each step and walk forward about 8 steps. So think about reaching the crown of the head to the sky and going in through the navel. And when you're ready at the end of your 8th step, go ahead and step backwards and see if we can take this backwards. If you know for sure taking it backwards is really risky for you, then turn around and walk back. Whew. All right, we're going to get back to where we started. Good. I think I have one more step. Excellent. If you get back to where you started, just take yourself where you have something that you can hang on to if you need it. Just have it handy close by, and we're just going to roll our ankle right now. Give your ankle a little love. Now go the other way. And switch feet. So now we're going to give that one a little love on this side. Go the other way. All right, let's go ahead and work on our tree today. So for your tree, you're going to start out with your nice tall standing posture, feet right underneath your hips. And you're going to get your weight evenly distributed to begin with so that you feel that you are balanced from side to side, from front to back. And then I want you to think about extending up through the midline of the body, up and in here. That means you're going to sense that your kneecaps are rising up just slightly. That will make it feel like the arches of your feet rise up slightly by pressing the 4 corners of your feet into the ground. That means where your toe pad is, there's 2 spots, one on each side. And then at the back of the heel, pressing those down. And that'll lift the arches. Kneecaps kind of come up just slightly. Crown of the head reaches for the sky. So we start there. And then take your right leg and just lift it up a little bit, tapping the toe to the earth. Now your weight should be distributed a little more onto your left leg. And you can stay here with just a little bit of weight on that toe, or you can start to rotate that knee out. You could even set your heel alongside your ankle. Now, if this is new for you and this is a balance, stay right here. If you would like to bring your foot up and anchor it right on the inside of your calf, bring it up, but you're still pressing the crown of the head up to the sky. You're pulling everything inward towards the center line of the body, lifting the crown of the head. And if you are ready and you want to add your branches, bring those arms up and out as you press that foot right into your calf. And if you like a little more challenge, you can look up to the sky, or you can close your eyes. And we're going to hold it here. I want you to take in some nice big deep breaths. And if you need to tap your toe down and you need to make adjustments, that's okay. It's all a learning process. Your little muscles are learning their job. So if they're twitching, that's part of their job. All right, let's bring those arms back down and set it down. Good. Let's do that on the other side. Nice tall posture, pressing in through your feet, up and in through the spine, crown of the head reaches for the sky. This time you can either start with your hands down or hands to heart center, wherever you're more comfortable. I always like hands to heart center. I feel more balanced. And then you're going to take your foot up and lift that foot up. Just slightly have a little weight on that toe, and then gradually rotate it out. And if this is new for you, you can just leave it right there, pressing everything up towards the sky, in towards the center of the body. If you want to lift it up, press your foot right into your calf, never the knee. Never press into the side of the knee, but right there at the calf is perfect. Or for some people, you can actually bring it up and put it on your inner thigh. So when you're ready, add your branches. Lifting up. If you'd like the challenge to look up, you could look up. Or the ultimate challenge would be closing your eyes, which obviously I can't do. All right, lifting, that's holding it for 4 more breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hands down to heart center and step it down. Good. All right, shake out those arms. Just give yourself a little relaxation. Maybe just act like your arms have empty shirt sleeves. Whatever feels good right there. All right, so now let's go ahead and do the tree one more time. But this time, if you felt out of balance or you felt that you wanted to take it to the next level, either direction, I want you just to focus on taking it one little tad bit further than you were. So if that means you kept your toe to the ground, now you're going to try to raise it up. But you still have that chair there if you need it. We're just not going to hold this tree as long. So we're going to go ahead and go through this a little quicker. So you're going to bring your foot up, rotate it out, challenge yourself by setting it here on your calf, reaching everything, crown of the head to the sky. Let's see how you do. And then we're going to go right into hands to heart center. And if you're ready to grow your branches, challenge yourself just a little bit right here. See what you can do, pressing up to the sky, inward towards the center line of the body. And bring your hands back down, step it down, and switch sides. So bring the other foot up, rotate it out, foot here on the inside of the calf, hands to heart center, pressing everything up and in towards the center of the body, crown of the head reaching for the sky. And see if you want to add your branches, or for those of you who are keeping your foot down, see if you can challenge yourself just a tad, bringing that foot up to the calf. And bring those hands back in, step it down. Excellent. All righty. So let's do a couple extra little stretches for the legs and a little bit deeper into the core. So we're going to look at the chair from the side. And so with your view right at the chair, toes straight ahead, just take that inside leg going closest to the back of the chair and step it up on your seat. So this right here, for some people, getting your foot up there is a stretch. For other people, you are pretty limber, so you can take your foot back a little bit further like mine. The key is that this knee stays fairly close to being above the ankle to begin with. Toes are going straight ahead, chest will be straight ahead, like we're pressing in the same direction as our hips. And then you're gonna lean into this. So the part that we feel the stretch on for most of us is right here in our hip flexor down into this quad. If you're super tight through your other leg, you're gonna feel it over here in your hip on this side. But wherever you feel it is where you need it today. And the key here is that heel and back is reaching for the floor. So that will bring it into the calf. And then if we want to go a little deeper, we engage this glute muscle right here. So if you squeeze that, it'll release this muscle to go deeper. All right, let's hold it here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now press it back up and then get yourself up nice and tall, straighten out your legs. See how that feels? Toes are going up to the sky. This knee, if you can get it straight, great. If you can't, you have a little bend in your knee, that's okay. Just keep your torso nice and tall and see if you can straighten that leg out while you're pulling your toes up to the sky. For some of you, that's all you want to do is get that stretch. For some of the rest of you, you might want to hinge from the hips right here and press your chest forward and kind of get yourself pressing forward towards the leg. And then at this very last part, if you want to round your chin and your upper back forward just a little bit, this will take that stretch a little deeper into your low back. And it might feel really good. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. But I like this one because my low back sometimes needs a little extra stretch. We're gonna hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, when you come back up, just slowly roll from the bottom of your vertebrae up nice and tall. Good, all right, let's switch sides. Set that foot down, go to the other side. Set that foot up, facing the seat. And get into that position that is similar to what the other side was like. This knee will be over your ankle, toes straight ahead, hips straight ahead, chest straight ahead. And then just allow yourself to sink into this, starting slow and controlled. And then gradually, as you feel that you're getting a little deeper, if you want to take it even deeper, engage your glute right here, and that'll allow you to sink just a little deeper. And it gets deeper into my quad when I do that. And if my heel is reaching for the floor behind me, I'll feel it a little bit more into that calf. And we're going to hold it here. Just kind of relax and breathe into this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Come back up. Press back. Set your heel down. Nice tall spine. See if you can get those toes going up to the sky. Hips are staying facing your foot. Everything's going straight ahead towards the side of the chair. And then let's add that hip hinge for those of you that want to get a little deeper in your hamstring. If you have to bend your knee to do this, it's okay to bend it a little bit. Just try to straighten it when you get down here. Just see if you can get your knee a little bit straighter, getting deeper into that hamstring. And then at the very end, when you kind of reach the point where you're at the very end of where you can go, then allow yourself to soften your chin down, letting your back bend just a little bit forward, like a C curve. Good, and we'll hold it here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up, nice and slow from the lower back up. All right, set your foot to the ground. And now we're going to get a little deeper into our quads. If this is a challenge for you to do this, it's a little bit of a balance exercise at the same time as a quad stretch. There's 2 ways to do it. One is, so this would be the way that's a little more supportive. You face away from the chair and just put your foot on the seat. And then you want to have your knee directly under your hip. So this would be a stretch for some people right here through their quad. And if you get into this position, it doesn't feel much like a stretch. You can lift your heel and pull your heel up towards your seat, your rear end, not the seat of the chair, but your seat. And then you can press down with that hand into your ankle and your hand pressing against each other. And just make sure that you feel that you're getting a stretch in your quad and not in your knee. So the knee has to stay directly below the hip. Just gonna hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then set it back down, foot comes all the way back down, and we'll do the other leg. So if we're gonna do the other leg, it's easier for me to do it from this direction so that I can have that leg on here. But it's not necessary to use the chair if you have really good balance. You could just do this from standing off to the side if you don't need the assistance of the chair. But if you're not getting much of a stretch and your leg's up there and you wanna go a little deeper, grab a hold of that ankle, keep the knee right below the hip, and just lift up on that ankle, pulling the heel up towards your glute, but then pressing your ankle away from you. So it's kind of a opposing action. One's lifting up and one's pressing away. That'll stretch into that hand, that quadricep. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And bring your foot down. All righty, let's come around to the front edge of the seat and have the seat right behind us. We're gonna do a couple squats. So the squats are going to be slow and controlled. Make sure the chair is right where you want it to be so that when you go to sit down, it's actually there. All right, so let's start out. Bring in a nice deep breath, reaching up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. And then we're just going to hip hinge forward. So you're hinging only from the hip. Knees haven't bent yet. Set your weight back in your heels as you bend through your knees. Now your rear end is hovering over your chair. Slowly lower it down. When you get down to the point where you feel that you're about your level, as far as you want to go, I want you to think about pulling your navel in toward your spine and extending the crown of head away from your tailbone. And then we're going to do little pulses from here for 8, 7, really pulling in through that core. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now have a seat all the way down. And we're going to do that one more time, but we're going to do it from the seat up and then come back down. So from here, you're going to start out nice and tall, feet straight ahead, knees slightly out in past the midfoot. So that means your heels are back behind you just a little bit. Hinge forward, chest stays up, eyes stay up. And you get your momentum moving forward just enough that then your chest lifts, your seat comes up out of the chair. You pull that navel up and in toward your spine. Hold it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way up tall. All right, and arms come down. Inhale, reach up as tall as you can get this time. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. Last squat. We're going to hinge forward, weight goes back in the heels, start to bend through the knees. So now your rear end is just hovering over that chair, slowly lowering it down as you keep your chest up, eyes up. Get to the point where you're about where you need to be for this. Pull your navel in, think about that engagement for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a seat. All the way down. Excellent. Okay, good job. Come up to the front edge of the seat. And we're going to do a little bit for the core that's basically an isometric exercise. So you take your right hand, set it on your left thigh, or vice versa, whichever direction works for you. So I'll set this one on here, opposite. I'm going to sit up super tall, all right, while my hand is pressing in here. Nice straight arm, nice straight shoulder. And then I'm going to try to lift my leg up against the pressure of my hand. I'm pushing down with my hand, lifting up with my thigh. And holding it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. Opposite hand, opposite thigh. Sitting up tall, press the leg up, press the hand into it and hold it there. Little pulses for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, switch sides. We're just going to do it for 2 this time. So you lift up, press 1, 2, switch sides, press, lift, and press 2. One more time each side, press, lift, 2, last one, press, 2. All right, excellent. All right, so from a front edge of our seat, take your feet just a little bit wider. And you're gonna sit up nice and tall. So these are wider than your hips. And then we're gonna hinge forward from here. I probably am a little too far on the front edge of the seat. So make sure you got just enough of your rear on the seat that you don't fall off. But you're gonna hinge forward from here. And then allow yourself to come forward just far enough that you feel comfortable with this. And then you're gonna take your, let's start with the left hand and reach down for the floor with your left hand. And if you can reach it, great. If not, that's okay. You're just reaching for the floor. We're doing a little spinal twist. Hand comes back to the thigh. And now reach down with the other hand, right hand towards the floor. You're just doing a little twist here. And then that hand will come back up. And then slowly tuck your chin in, press into your thighs, and slowly roll yourself up to a tall seated position. Good. And go ahead and bring your feet back closer together and set one foot on top of the opposite. And foot will be flexed. Knee is bent. If this for you is all you get to, is your knee gets to here, and you want to curve your back a ton, what I want you to do is get your leg up and then straighten out your spine. So get the tall spine, and then see if you can put a little pressure on that leg to get it to go down a little lower. Don't put the pressure right on the knee, put it just on the inside of the thigh here. And get that nice tall spine, and if you want to add the little hip hinge here, you can. You'll go a little deeper into that hip, pressing the chest forward. Just get that nice deep stretch in the hip without it being painful. And breathe into it. All right, let's slowly come back up and switch legs. So the other leg will come up. If it's all you can do is get your leg up there here, keep your spine straight. Don't do it by curving here. But if you get your leg up, then you need to get that nice tall spine. And if that's all you can do to keep your spine straight is keep your leg up, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, if you can keep your spine straight and still let your leg come down to the side, you can add that little bit of pressure on the inside of the thigh right there. And sitting up nice and tall, you can add the hip hinge if it feels good. And relaxing into it, breathing into it, allowing it to just go a little deeper as long as it's comfortable. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Feet to the floor. And that is it for today, you guys. Great job. And I look forward to seeing you all on Friday. So you can unmute if you would like to say anything.
Thanks, Molly. Take care. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Molly.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'll see you guys Friday.
Excellent.
Oh,
Thank-
good.
Have a good rest of the week.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.